right now at 11, hoping against hope.
Trying to stay strong. I don't really know how to deal with it.
Growing fear tonight in the search for a missing mother and daughter. Why police now believe the woman's boyfriend is connected to her disappearance. Plus, it's set to be Portland's first mass-sanctioned homeless camp.
How are you going to make sure the people actually inside the camp are being supported and safe?
And tonight, neighbors took their concerns directly to the mayor. Then later, you might think three authors who publish a book on the same subject at the same time might be at odds.
Isn't it like a million times more fun to do it together as a bunch?
Meet the local writers with a unique bond over bananas. And let's get right to breaking news tonight. In police activity in Woodburn that has closed a section of 99E. This is between Lincoln Street and Hardcastle Avenue. That's a commercial area with a few strip malls and a motel. We understand this has been going on for hours. We have asked, but police have refused to release specifics of what they are doing there, though we should mention our crew at the scene is seeing a significant SWAT team presence. You see it in the video there. We will update you if we learn more. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko. Let's take you to the Rose City now, where tonight the mayor took questions over what most people agree is Portland's most pressing issue, finding solutions to the city's homeless crisis. Center stage tonight, the first of 6 sanctioned mass camps. Alma McCarty listened into that conversation. Alma, it sounds like neighbors near that proposed location really have a lot of questions.
David, certainly. The mayor hopes setting up these campsites will eventually allow them to get rid of unsanctioned camping in the city. Joining him at that Q&A session were leadership of the nonprofit Urban Alchemy, who will be running the site.
On Southeast Gideon Street near Powell Boulevard in Portland, the city plans to transform this property by the summer into what they're calling a temporary alternative shelter site.
For a lot of people right now, they're experiencing an emergency.
The site will be the first of 6, housing up to 150 people and connecting them to food, hygiene, safety, and services.
This allows us to bring services closer to the people who need them, with the goal not just of having them stay in a camp, but actually transition them out of the camp and into better circumstances.
On Tuesday night, Mayor Wheeler and his team, alongside the nonprofit Urban Alchemy, fielded questions and comments from Portlanders, ranging from on-site conditions to the number of people in the camp to safety outside the gates.
How are you going to make sure the people actually inside the camp are being supported and safe?
I just want to make sure that there's a place and process in which other cities cannot start sending people to Portland.
One question that's been brought up a few times: what if folks don't want to move? What if folks don't want to enter the site?
The city says this and other future mass encampments will have a 1,000-foot perimeter zone with increased security patrols and a ban on camping around it. The mayor believes this will make the area safer with more eyes on it. Urban Alchemy explained weapons aren't allowed on site. The Gideon Street site won't take walk-ins, only referrals. No one will be forced into the camp, but the CEO of Urban Alchemy hopes the news of the site will spread and draw people in.
The way you get people to want to be there is by creating a place where people want to be and sustaining that.
On the call, Mayor Wheeler broke the news that Governor Tina Kotek committed to issuing pod structures for shelter rather than tents at the site.
Tents will work, and the Urban Alchemy model has been based on tents. But if we can also find a quick way to both fund and deliver pods, that would certainly be an improvement from my perspective.
The hour-plus call didn't allow for all questions to be answered, but the mayor said he'd like to address all of them, instructing his staff to answer them in writing and post them online. There will be a second meeting this week on Thursday, again, a virtual discussion. We'll have details on how to participate up on KGW.com. David?
Yeah, important to speak up while you can. Thank you, Alma. Well, new tonight, it was a big promise Governor Tina Kotek staked her campaign on, and now a $200 million package to make progress around housing and homelessness is headed to her desk. The Senate passed the bill tonight. The House already has, among other items, it aims to ramp up production of affordable housing, support homeless youth, and help renters facing eviction. Lawmakers today also took aim at the controversial closure of Legacy Mount Hood's Family Birthing Center in Gresham. Now, as we have been reporting, the hospital, citing staffing and financial challenges, shut it down over the weekend without state approval. And while OHA investigates and could potentially assess penalties, a new bill in the legislature could help prevent future closures. Now, it adds a review process that takes into account the impact of a medical center closure on marginalized communities. Case in point, East County, which has a diverse population. Now, moving forward, pregnant people will be sent to Randall Children's Hospital, but some patients close to giving birth could end up at Mount Hood's emergency department, and one nurse there cautions that could mean disaster.
We will not have the resources to do an emergent C-section or epidurals or have anesthesiology. Ultimately, we do not have the skill set, specialized professionals, or equipment necessary to save mother and child in an emergency situation. I believe strongly that the closure of Legacy Mount Hood Family Birth Center could have been prevented had an equity analysis been in place.
We should mention no one from Legacy testified today. We will continue to follow up with them and OHA, and we'll keep you posted. Tonight, a Vancouver family is desperate to find missing mother Michelle Melendez and her 8-year-old daughter Layla. Police now confirming they believe Michelle's boyfriend, who is already in custody, is somehow connected to their disappearance. This case also involves accusations of domestic violence and new court documents that reveal some troubling clues. Our Mike Benner talked to relatives who say through it all, they are trying to stay strong.
There's always somebody that knows something.
A plea for information about Michelle Melendez and Layla Stewart. The Vancouver mother and daughter have been missing for more than a week. Family is beyond concern.
It's been since last Sunday since anybody heard, seen, or talked to my daughter and granddaughter.
I'm missing a whole part of me. That's my sister and that's my niece. We don't know where they're at.
Michelle and Layla were last seen March 12th near Northeast 77th Avenue and Vancouver Mall Drive. According to court documents, a friend saw the two with Michelle's boyfriend, Kirkland Warren. The friend says Michelle was unconscious and naked from the waist down.
There was a restraining order against him, a protective order for him to stay away from her.
It all stems from an incident back in December. Warren's accused of shooting up Michelle's apartment on Northeast 66th Avenue. Police arrested him, and despite scoring high on a danger assessment, partly because of a pending murder case in Arkansas, Warren bailed out of jail. He did so without an electronic monitoring device, which is recommended for suspects in domestic violence cases.
He's obviously has some issues, and why would we want that kind of a person out on the street?
Regardless, Warren was arrested again and in court Tuesday, where a judge set bail at $1 million and ordered GPS monitoring should Warren bail out again. This is for violating parole and contacting Michelle after the alleged shooting and right before her and her daughter's disappearance.
Does the family think he's involved in this?
Completely.
But Warren is allegedly refusing to talk to authorities about Michelle Melendez and Layla Stewart, a mother and daughter who've been missing for far too long.
Trying to stay strong. I don't really know how to deal with it.
Trusting in the universe, and trusting that, being optimistic that, we'll find them and they'll be brought home safe.
Trying to stay hopeful there. Mike Benner reporting. Meanwhile, Vancouver police are asking for tips and surveillance video related to 3 vehicles that could be connected to the disappearances there. We have those details up for you now in Mike's article at KGW.com. Let's get you caught up on tonight's other headlines now. A Battleground High School counselor is being accused of assaulting a child. Dawn Pack was arrested on Friday and appeared in court yesterday. She's been ordered not to have contact with the victim. Now, administrators have sent a letter to parents which explains the charges are not related to Pack's work or connected to the school. Police are looking for help finding a woman they say stole a wallet out of a locker room at a fitness center in Tualatin. Authorities say after the woman snatched the wallet back on February 26, she tried to withdraw cash at an ATM and then tried to use the stolen debit card at a gas station. Police say the same person might have also targeted other gyms in Portland and Vancouver. Anyone with information is asked to call Tualatin Police. And demolition is underway for the former Yamaguchi Hotel in Old Town. It is one of the last remaining buildings in our area that was owned and operated by Japanese Americans before World War II. Blanchet House owns the building but says it doesn't have the money to restore it. So some pieces of the old structure will be given to the Japanese American Museum of Oregon.